Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the beautiful Leoneese Media Studio. I am here with the legend himself, Mr. Leoneese, and he's got a legend in the building as a guest. Who do we have here?
Listen, we have Allie Akerley, who is a 4-H ag student. This is her senior year. She's been working on a senior project, and we're going to talk a little bit about Allie and some of the things that she's gone through over the last few years. Allie, how did you get into all of this stuff?
So originally I had a few horses, and I always loved staying around agriculture and being around it all. And then one day I got a call to enter the steer barn, and it was within 48 hours that I had to join. So I ended up taking it, and then I came to Mr. Leonard and Mr. Neese, and they helped me throughout my 4-H years.
Now, for the people that don't know, Allie, where are you from? How old are you? Where were you born and raised?
I live in Fort Pierce, Florida. I'm 18 years old, and I was born and raised in Vero Beach, Florida. So
now, I am someone that's new to the agricultural program. I'm someone that's new to steers, pigs, raising animals as kids. So, Larry, when did you get introduced to this agricultural program?
So we've been involved in youth agriculture since my kids were little. So all of my children have been involved in either 4-H or FFA. Jeremy, my oldest son, showed chickens, he showed rabbits, and some other projects. Derek was involved in swine program for many years. And so the community was always in it for us too. When you show up as a agriculture kid, St. Lucie County's big agriculture, the community really just turns out and supports, our youth agriculture programs. So that's where we got started in this.
And then how did you discover Allie?
So fast forward from my kids being young, Neese Roofing, once we started about 12 years ago, we decided we were going to do the same thing and start taking care of our youth and really supporting it. Several of my kids have been involved. Like I said, Derek has been volunteering for, the last 15 years. So every time the fair comes around, he works the swine barn, he works the steer barn. And we know a lot of the families that have children that are in the agriculture program. So we got involved in it just to kind of do what the community did for us to give back and help support the kids. And a few years into it, Allie came walking into our shop. I used to put on some workshops, basically, that would show kids how to prep and how to get ready, how to raise some money, get some sponsorship so that they didn't have to shoulder the burden of the expense of buying the project in the beginning, their animal, the feed, associated medical bills, veterinarian issues, vitamins, you name it. They have a lot of stuff that they have to get and a lot of expenditures, grooming supplies. So basically I would have these workshops where I taught the kids how to basically go out and raise some money. Allie just happened to grab the bull by the horns, not to use too big of a pun for agriculture, but she did. And basically, I gave her $250, set her down with the program, said, here's your first sponsorship from me. If you follow this program, you should be able to raise enough money for your project. Now, in the challenge was if she raised $4,000, and that could include the $250 I gave her, that we would give her from Neese Roofing an additional $1,000 check. And so basically what happened was they called me about 5 or 6 weeks later. Her mom said, listen, we've got her bank account. We want to come in and show you what she's really done. And at that point, she had raised $8,500, which was more than any of the students had ever done with the program. I'd seen some $450, some $1,500, some $1,800s. She raised $8,500 in sponsorships and made a lot of great relationships through the process too.
Wow. Now, Allie, obviously these days, kids, they've got Fortnite, we've got games, okay, we got social media. Not everybody is out here putting in work to raise an animal. What got you into this program?
So I definitely think being outside, being with family, going out to our other property, riding four-wheelers, it definitely put me into the outdoors experience. And I've definitely loved animals, and I've been very passionate about animals over the years. But I definitely think having a horse and having cows helps me build a relationship with something that's not a person, and it shows you the true passion people have or anyone has with their animals, because it's just a good feeling and to do it.
Wow. Now, someone that, do you live on a farm?
Yes, I do.
Wow. She's a real farm girl out there, ladies and gentlemen. To you, does farm life feel like work, or is it something you enjoy doing, the day-to-day tasks?
It's something I enjoy doing. Sometimes it feels like work, but most of the time I enjoy doing it.
So besides the youth agriculture program and your steer program, what else do you do? Tell us all the stuff you're involved in. That's what I want you to tell everybody about that stuff.
So with the high school, I do weightlifting, and my first few years of high school, I did sideline cheer, and then besides like me showing my steers, I barrel race. So I used to be involved in NBHA, which is National Barrel Horse Association, and we travel all over Florida with my horse, and we'd race against hundreds of different people. And then I also just, with my steers and my cows that I don't show at the fair, I also go to other shows that are around Florida and show them as well.
Do you have any aspirations with all of this stuff for the future? What are you doing right now with your agricultural education that you've taken on so far?
So right now I'm helping teach younger kids that are in 4-H about their steers, how to properly feed them, fit them, clean them, everything. I'm trying to help younger kids that are inspired to do it, like be a bigger role model to them. And then, so I also have a heifer. I actually have 2 heifers back at home, and my one heifer is pregnant, and we got her bred by a registered Angus bull, and I'm hoping she'll drop that baby between the end of March, early April time, and whenever that baby comes, we'll be able to show that baby and get that baby out rolling in the agriculture world with showing.
For someone like me that has no clue, what's a heifer?
A heifer is a female cow that has not been bred.
Because I have no clue what a heifer is, Larry. I've been on a farm one time. I met a horse that was actually named Wyatt. It was the same name as me, so I felt cool to be able to ride that horse. It's a workout to be able to gallop on a horse. Okay, Allie, I know a little bit about it. I'm not a farmer myself. But I just want to ask, like, what's your future goals? You sound like an 18-year-old that's got a lot going on for herself. You know, some 18-year-olds these days, they want to be a streamer. They want to be a viral rapper, an athlete, right, or a stay-at-home model girl. What do you kind of want to be when you grow up?
So right now I am a dual enrolled student at Indian River State College going for my AA degree in business, and I'm hoping to start my own business breeding cattle and flipping horses, which like flipping horses means I'd buy a horse for under $1,000 and then I turn it into a barrel horse or any kind of horse, like a trail riding horse, and then I still want to keep going in my show cattle world, so hoping to get my herd going and selling those calves so other kids can have well-built calves.
Wow. Now, before we started filming, you guys, I heard you mentioning a pretty tragic and inspiring story that Allie went through. So, you know, we see the beautiful young girl right here, but she's got a little serious story behind her, right? What kind of happened there, Allie?
So, April 1st, 2023, I was at a little party at my neighbor's house. No big deal. Well, I was actually training one of their horses for one of their younger daughters, and between me going from the back pasture to bring him to the barn, I jumped on him, and he ended up taking off. I fell off, and I fractured my skull. I was in a medically induced coma for 9 days down in St. Mary's in West Palm Beach. And once I was released, I was in speech therapy, physical therapy, everything for about 6 to 8 months after it. And I was going down to Miami to see the eye doctor because I had a bunch of things, and then I was at the chiropractor, so I went through a lot after that.
So yeah, this was a wild scenario that happened. We never would have expected Allie to end up in the middle of fair season, getting ready with these projects, that she would have this tragic accident. And we came together, the whole community had the Pray for Allie, Prayers for Allie. And that page was very big. A lot of people praying. I think at one time there was probably 4,000 or 5,000 people that were on there, all engaged in praying for Allie, praying that God would just take care of her life. And she was very, very, very fortunate to end up coming out of this with little or no side effects, even till today. And did you end up selling your steer that year?
Yes, I did. And that year, my dad actually had to go to the auction for me, and I FaceTimed him through the hospital, and he ended up picking out the steer that I picked over the phone, and ended up being a good steer that year.
That's great.
Wow, that's amazing. So, unfortunately, Allie, to hear that, you were in a coma, so you probably don't even remember too much of everything that happened. But once you kind of got and gathered yourself and realized just how much support you had, what did that mean to you?
It really felt great, and I felt very welcomed in the community, and everyone that came together providing meals or providing flowers. It really like made my heart so warm, and I really enjoyed it so much.
Allie, obviously it's unfortunate, that happened with the horse, but did you blame the animal? Were you mad at what happened? Did you make an error? How do you look at what happened moving forward?
So I did not blame the horse at all, and even the owners of the horse asked if they wanted me to sell it or do something else with it, and I said absolutely not. I said it was just a rider error, and that horse, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't the horse's fault, it was just kind of something that just happened. So honestly, I just say that God put me in that spot for a reason, and everything happens for a reason. So I'm just glad I came back 10 times better than I was before, and that I'm as healthy as can be now.
Wow, you got to love that. Now, everything does happen for a reason. I believe that she still has something to sell, right, from the past fair.
Yes, so this fair, unfortunately, my steer, Leoneese, he did not make weight, and due to the new rules within the fair, I couldn't push him to get in. But I am hosting an event here at Mr. Neese's place, and it's April 18th, and we are selling raffle tickets for $100 each. And if you are interested in coming and buying one, please let me know or let Mr. Neese know, and we'd be glad to help you out.
So these tickets are going to go, there's only 300 that we're trying to sell. That's will be the maximum amount that we will sell. They are $100 a piece. Neese Roofing will be an official place to stop. Also, A&G Pools will be an official place to stop. And we'll have other places to announce. It'll be in a Facebook event. It'll be a public thing. We're going to have the thing here. The draw date for Leoneese, we're going to have some food vendors here. Some local vendors here, all contributing a little bit of something, the proceeds to go towards Allie and our project in our future. And it should be a great time. And we will announce on the Facebook page other places that will be places where you can stop and buy a ticket. So everybody get out and let's make this happen for Allie.
Wow. Did I hear the cow is named something Neese? Is his last name Neese? How does the cow get named, Allie?
Yes, so within the past 3 to 4 years, Mr. Leonard and Mr. Neese have been my top sponsors, and I appreciate them so much. And since this is my senior year and I won't be showing in the fair again, I decided to name my steer after Mr. Neese and Mr. Leonard.
Wow. What does that mean to you, Larry?
It's kind of cool. It's neat because we don't do any of this stuff. We do it for these kids. I mean, you're in my office, 5, 6, 7 times during the season, and you're in Travis's office, plus a whole bunch of other business sponsors. So, it just becomes a family thing. She was like our student. My son, Derek, has helped her out as well with everything. And so we've just kind of become close friends. Her father actually way back in the day bought my son Derek's pig in like 2012 or 2013. And he didn't know that until we started sponsoring Allie. And all of a sudden he came into my office one day with the plaque and he's like, I bought your son's pig way back in the day. So it's the circle of life and the circle of community that we enjoy in the Treasure Coast.
I love that. I want to go back, Larry. You mentioned earlier the tips and the tricks that you teach some of these young kids about selling their steers and earning business. For you, obviously you're a businessman. You could definitely go buy a pig, buy a horse, help them financially, right? But is it more important to you to teach them skills to generate money themselves and market themselves?
100%. Even this raffle that we're putting together is just more of a testament to help, because the way she's raised her funds, the way that she's conducted herself in business, she's in business school, running these projects is like running a small business. So Travis, Leonard, and myself sat down, we talked about this, and we're like, let's put together something like this where she can really put in some effort, get out in the community, and just gain some support from everybody else. And, she is at the age now where she's going to be looking for a job or a career. And this puts her where she can get out there in the community and be able to rub shoulders with people she needs to. So one of the things that I think is really important too is her parents own St Lucie Farm Preserve, which is west of town. They host fall festivals, music events, all kind of stuff out there. So just because you're supporting Allie doesn't mean that there's not some really cool stuff on the farm that she lives on that you can enjoy as well.
Wow, and that's really
cool. Do they
cool.
have camping and everything out there?
Yes, they have camping year round. You just get with my dad and he'll hook you up. And then they do also weddings out there. They'll do parties. You just got to call, email.
It's a big place.
Yeah, it's a very big place.
Now, Allie, you mentioned this is going to be your senior year. You're going to be stepping away from this program, but will farm life and animals always be a part of your life?
Yes, 100%. And my brother's also entering the barn as I'm leaving, so I'll be right there with him the whole way through it.
Wow, I love that. Anybody that you want to shout out and give some love to that helped you along your way, Allie?
Definitely 100% Mr. Neese and Mr. Leonard. They were like the best. They were like second dads that I never knew I needed. And then the Fergusons, they were always right there next to me. They're my neighbors. I love them. And then Yasmin and Yosabel, they're my cow aunties, and they were always, if I ever needed help with the steer, especially my steer, the year I got into the accident, they were out washing my steer, walking my steer, making it possible so I could go out and do it and not have to struggle and get drugged and hurt myself even more after my accident.
Listen, I just would like to see everybody come out on April the 18th. It'll start at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to draw for the steer at 2 o'clock and be looking for the Facebook post that's coming out, the event. And if you see somebody selling tickets or if you find a place that's close, please go buy tickets for Allie.
Wow. So $100 gets you a chance to get this steer. What would a steer like that normally go for outside of an auction?
Well, the auction right now, like the market, it's pretty high. So, but people wouldn't be getting this much money for a steer. They'd probably get it for around between $6,000 and $8,000, depending on how it looks, what it's gone through, and everything out at the market. So, definitely a lot of support throughout the community with this event going on.
For sure.
Wow, I love it. Well, sounds good, guys. Make sure you guys get in tune with Allie. Get in touch with Mr. Leoneese. Get you some auction tickets. And the drawing is what date?
April the 18th. It'll be right here at our shop. We'll have Leoneese here in a small corral where everybody
The
can
real
come and see him.
Leoneese will be here.
That's right. The real Leoneese will be here, and we're ready to hang out with him and bid him farewell.
Wow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as we are live from the Leoneese Media Studio. This is the great Allie. Go support her on her journey, and we're going to get this steer sold, right?
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Happiness is a niece